so question number 3. Now, I'm very excited for these two new tribes. I'm sure everybody is as well. But it seems like maybe the other classic 3 tribes will maybe fall into the background a bit. No one's going to play them, I could imagine. But why would someone continue playing the old tribes instead of these 2 fresh, new, exciting tribes that are coming up?
Well, one part is the new tribes will struggle at the start to find their meta game, to find what is the best way for a second village. Where should I settle? For an Egyptian, it could be that it's the best strategy to settle for a 15C with only 75% crop because it's like a niche, they don't get attacked. And players need to figure that out somehow. That said, experienced players as the old tribes can make an advantage of that.
I see.
So they know their styles, they know what to do, they especially know how to hit hard, and that's what they can do with the newish players. Because basically a pro player playing a new tribe will be like a new player.
Yeah.
You need to figure out stuff. And that said, they all still have their viability for a strategy, which is new because you have a new opponent. And the other part is the new tribes hopefully aren't imbalanced. So they are not like automatically winning. It just means that they are new and they bring something surprising to the battlefield. But in the very end, the old tribes, the Teutons still have the hardest hitting hammer. The Gauls still have the best defense against cavalry, and with that they have still roles to fill. And it could also be that somebody says, hey, I'm usually playing Teuton, but this time I want to play Gaul, which is a new tribe for me because I'm a Teuton pro player. And I want to grab me an Egyptian player, which I defend, because working together we can fit some defensive in the,
quite well.
And especially Egyptians and Gauls together. So there's reason to play these old tribes. That's for a funny side note. The reason why we have 2 new tribes. If we would have only 1 new tribe, it would be like 10%, 70% new tribe. But now this way we have like 10, 35, 35. And we would love to have a more balanced way. So if you're not sure if you want to give a try to the new players, to the new tribes, you can just go with the old one. They still have their role. It's not like that because they are old, they are out of game. That's not true.
So they've got their role, and those roles still need to be filled. Okay. Good reasons. Okay, so question number 4 is, now you know all the strategies, all the numbers and everything for these new tribes. What tribe are you going to play, and what is your favorite unit from these tribes?
So I would go for the Egyptian, because this being rich is like an awesome thing.
Good feeling.
You don't need to farm, you don't need to aggress other players, which I generally don't like to do because I want to keep players in the game, not just kick them out. And that's one part, and the other part is this like going to bed in the evening, and the next morning all your granary and all your warehouses are just full because you're producing so many resources. That's an awesome feeling.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm just a poor game designer. Being rich is something I really would do. So that's one part of the question. Second part was about the favorite unit, which is of course also Egyptian. Because I really like the militia unit because it's fast trained. So if I get attacked, I just can react and spam out this unit. It's nothing I should do too often because they will consume quite a lot of crop for their balancing values, for the defense values. But still, it's a tool I can react with to aggression, and that's something I really like because it's like I'm building all the heavy infrastructure, but still I can easily switch to being a defensive guy and going into a defensive stance and survive basically. And that's a really good unit for that one.
Yeah, right. It's the Egyptians. Maybe you're an Egyptian in your past life. You seem to like them a lot.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.